Hey guys, so I'm going to show you in this video all of the tools I use for my polymer clay charms. I was requested to do this not long ago just because it can be quite useful for people to know what to do, what to buy for to make clay charms with. So I'm just going to go through all the materials I use to shape my clay and to work with it basically. So the first thing I actually used is this blade. It's just a very simple blade. You can get these from craft shops, anything like that. I use it for just about everything. Basically this thing is the most useful thing I have. I also use this old toothbrush. Obviously I don't use this on my teeth anymore. I use it to texture my biscuits and cakes and other things like that. It's a weird shaped toothbrush, but you can use a normal one. I think a normal one will be much easier to use. And I also use this brush. It's actually a makeup brush, but you can use a paintbrush or something. And I use these to put chalk pastels on my biscuits and cakes and things like that to shade them. You can use just about anything similar to this to do that with. I also use foil. This is just a ball of foil. I use this to texture cookies with and other similar things. So you can just obviously get this from your kitchen, anything like that. These are dotting tools. Nail dotting tools is what they were called on eBay. I just searched for nail dotting tools and found these very easily and very cheaply. These are great for painting faces on charms, and they are double-sided, so you have really small ends and really big ones. So I like these for painting on faces because you get the perfect circle with them. And they are really pretty as well. Next I'm going to show you the tools in my Sculpey toolkit. I got this from eBay, but I think if you live in America you can get this from any US craft shops. It is kind of pricey, but I think it's well worth it because of the amount of tools that you get and how useful they are. So I'm just going to go through them and show you what they are like. I have done a video, a whole video of these in, but I'll show you these again. So first of all is this really long blade. I have to be very careful with this, and I actually use some blue tack on it just to stop myself from getting cut from it, because that's happened a lot of times. It's just this really long blade. It's great for cutting straight edges on big pieces of clay. Next is this double-ended tool. So on one end is a silicone smoothing tool and the other is a ball tool. This ball tool is bigger than any of these dotting tools, which is great for making big indentations in my clay. These are my favourite tools. Another one of my favourite tools is this needle tool, great for texturing cakes and poking holes. Next is this double-ended tool, so it has a big ball end on the end here, and this more blunt pointed end, which is great for putting holes in donuts. That's what this end's good for. Next is this plastic blade. I don't really use this one, to be fair. This one isn't really very useful, but it does have a smoothing tool on this end which you can use if you wanted to. This rolling pin I use all of the time. This is the most useful thing I use. I used to use a felt tip pen to roll my pieces before I got this. You could actually roll using one of these as well, but I prefer using the roller. And next is this tool where you can put these wheels on it and you can roll a texture. I have never used these. I'm not sure what I can use them for, but I guess they are kind of useful. Another thing I really recommend is translucent liquid Sculpey. I use this to put on the ends of my eye pins to keep them secure in my charms. I use this to make icing, and I apply the icing using one of these tools. This is just the most useful stuff ever, and I've bought this a while ago and there's still quite a lot left in the bottle. So you get quite a lot for how much you actually pay for this. You can also use Sculpey Fimo Deco Gel as well. I haven't used that though. I think that one is quite good if you want a more transparent source for your clay. This one is not very clear when you bake it, whereas the Fimo Deco Gel is more clear. Another thing I use are cookie cutters. And all of these ones I bought from eBay. I buy pretty much everything from eBay. And these ones were actually my newest ones, these ones and these ones. So I haven't used them yet. But these ones are all great for making basic shapes and making nice neat shapes with things, especially with the hearts and the flowers and the stars. They're very hard to make shapes like that, and it's very hard to cut a perfect circle and a perfect square. I also use these kinds of cookie cutters. These are actually fondant cutters, which are used to make shapes out of fondant for cakes. They have a plunger on the end so you can easily take the piece out with, so I have some really tiny shapes with these. I got these from a local shop, so I don't know where you can get these online, but you can always have a look on eBay and they probably will have some. Another thing I recommend is chalk pastels. So obviously you use these with the brush or something similar, and you basically just pick up the colour and dust it on your charms, and it makes them look a lot more realistic. You can get these from craft shops, or you can have a look on eBay as well. And the last thing I use is this clay texturing sheet. Again, I bought this from eBay, and I got this so I could make ice cream cones. I'll just show you what I got. So this is set B, so it has the spots, the checks, the stripes, and the smaller checks. So this is the one with the checks. This one is perfect for waffles and ice cream cones. This is the smaller checks, which is great for smaller ice cream cones. The dots, which I haven't used yet, I'm not sure exactly what I can use them for. And the stripes, again, I haven't used this one yet. I'm not sure what I can use this for again, but I can think of something. The other thing I use is this varnish. This is the polyurethane craft varnish. This is the Craft Mill brand, but you can use anything similar. I get this from an eBay seller, which I'll leave the link in the description, which is where I also buy all of my clay supplies and things like that. This varnish is very good. It doesn't become sticky or anything like that. It's a very well recommended varnish. 1 or 2 coats will leave your charm very shiny. It's very, very good. So that was all of my tools that I use with my clay. I'm not going to show you all of my clay, but I will show you that I use Sculpey 3. This is just the gold and silver pack. And I also buy this from eBay as well. I can buy a bulk pack for fairly cheap from a seller, which I will put in the description, which is very good if you're based in the UK. So if you want to see another video on my resin supplies where I can show you the stickers and the glitters and everything else I use for resin, then let me know, because I can do that quite easily for you. But that was all my clay supplies, so I hope you enjoyed that. Hope it was informative. I'll put links in the description for the eBay sellers which I buy from. But apart from that, that's all I have to say. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.